Hey, cousin.
Hey, cousin.
Welcome back, everybody. We are in Fenton and Cary. We're doing a little something different for the holidays. Very nice ambiance out here. Bringing something different to the podcast.
Yes, yes,
A
yes.
little special touch.
Absolutely. You never know where we're going to be next. So always
We
tell
might
you,
run up on you and ask you some questions, so be ready. Might be in a city near you.
yes, be ye also ready.
Ooh,
Yeah.
love that.
I dropped some scripture in there and cuss you out in the next breath. Praise the Lord.
Praise him.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, hey.
cousin.
Yeah, hey, cousin.
Cousins, we always want to thank you for coming in and, listening to us on any kind of platform, whether it be Amazon, YouTube. Ask Alyssa to play Hey Cousin. I bet you she'll play our podcast. So we just want to thank you. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we couldn't do it without you.
So I wanted to start picking up from my last podcast about relationships and living separately in a household before marriage. What do you think about that?
So I'm glad you asked. Because I'm actually, me and my boo thing, we doing that as we speak. I will say the good part about it though is we only live like 15 minutes up the street from each other. So we basically live in each other's backyard. However, I will say that I think, for me, I think is something that I want because I want to see what the dynamics would be separately. And then I obviously want to see what the dynamics will be once we come together as one. So.
Now, what do you feel about when people say, you never really know somebody till you live with them?
Well, I do think that rings true. I would definitely say that, honestly speaking, I haven't done it. So.
You not live with a partner?
No.
Jesus, cousins. I've definitely been cousin in this situation because I've had smaller relationships living separately. My longest relationships were living with them. And I feel like you kind of stand the test of time when you live with a person.
True.
I want to be in your skin, and I don't want to have to get up in the middle of the night and have to drive over there when I want to be in your presence.
Well, now when you say it like that, being able to roll over and embrace
Spend a night
each
just
other.
sounds real.
Yeah. So I would definitely say that again. I haven't lived with my partner. However, I will say that she and I have discussed what that would look like if we are upset with one another. Yeah, what our communication will be. If we're upset with one another, will we, separate? And what we mean by separating is we'll go to another room rather than leaving. Like, I'm a firm believer that I don't believe in us getting mad and then one of us leave the house because anything can happen. I also am a firm believer that if we are mad and we're in each other's presence, neither one of us are going to sleep mad either. So we're going to at least brush the conversation, even if we don't go into it in depth. So that's kind of sort of my stance on it.
I think that's a big thing for you. You love the communication and you're a firm believer of not going to bed angry. I do believe the way we were raised from the generation before us,
True.
It wasn't a lot of talk about that. Like I have children, cousins, so everybody know I got kids. And my boys, hey kids, hey little cousins. My boys, I tell them to express themselves and communicate with me when you don't feel some type of way. When you feel some type of way, because our generation raised us, especially the men, don't cry. What you crying for?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that affects the communication and the going to bed angry because they're used to that.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So I commend you in your relationship for doing that because you're breaking generational curses with that.
Listen, and I definitely owe that to my mom. May she rest in peace, because she always created that space. She never made me shy away from asking her or expressing whatever it is that I'm feeling or whatever concerns I have. She always provided that space. She may not always understood, whatever it was that I was asking or whatever the case may be, but she always made sure that that space was provided, which is important to me because I think I mentioned it before. A lot of my friends, they tell me even to this day, they did not have that space. It was kind of you do as I say kind of thing. And that's really it. Like, you don't question me. I'm your parent. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then to hint to that last bit you said, don't question me, I'm your parent. I am an old school mother. And the reason why I say that is because grandparents really did the parenting for me. You know what I'm saying? You got those ones, the grandparents raised them because the music that we listen to, we tend to don't like the new school music and stuff like that. And then, the structure, it comes with structure. It comes with discipline because we were disciplined hard. I grew up very religious.
Yeah.
Skirt wearing, no fake hair, no fake nails. So I kind of take little bits of that with my kids, bedtime, 8:30. Everybody sleep. House is completely quiet at 9 o'clock. Only because I feel like home training is something you do for everybody, not just dogs.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to know how to act. Absolutely. And if you don't know how to act as a child, as a little cousin, as, older cousin, you're not going to know how to act as the big cousin. Okay?
Facts.
So,
Facts.
And that plays a part in relationships.
Absolutely. I actually want to add to that. I think what you just said is also profound because, again, the rearing that we had, how we were raised, I think, we're supposed to take that, have some type of evolution as it pertains to that, to instill into the next generation, because without that, honestly, I'm not talking about other kids, okay? I'm not talking about the other generation, but I think we as a people, us that's, millennials, we're starting to see it a lot more in the generation below us. Because like I said, they'll tell you how they feel, but sometimes they may not necessarily have the emotional withstand, if you will. I'm adding that, but y'all figure it out.
I like that.
Yeah, the emotional withstand to fully evoke whatever their emotions are. It's just kind of like, hey, this is what I'm saying. The end.
Yeah.
It's not, hey, let's unpack what it is that I'm really feeling. It's not really any of that. Typically, some are aware, some are emotional intelligent, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Just saying.
Yeah, I've actually experienced that, just going off of the rails in a relationship, and then you're like, well, what really peed you off before you came to me with this? Like, what's the issue? So, yeah, great. Thanks. Nice insight.
Yeah, so I would definitely say, wrapping back to what we were originally talking about, I definitely think that it's extremely important to set whatever your foundational is. Your foundation is, whether that's, the type of communication, because I think it's important to have relational communication, because the communication that I'm going to have with my friends is not going to be the same communication with my partner.
Absolutely.
So being able to, learn how to also disagree with one another without us literally butting heads.
See, that's me though. That's me. Especially when I know I'm right. It's hard for me to just be like, I'm going to suck it up and take one for the team just to make things okay, because I don't want to create a behavior that it will be repetitious if I'm stopping it.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So, yeah. So, to me, I do believe in living with a partner.
Okay.
To go back to our point, I do believe in that. I do believe that you also should have your time apart before moving in with someone. Absolutely. I'm actually learning that now. 30-some years old with the birthday coming.
Happy birthday in advance, good.
Happy birthday. But yeah, I feel like you should have to live both of them. And unfortunately for me, I'm learning a little later, cousin, how I can add to someone living alone before I move in with them. And I think I have to give a little credit to my attachment. I have attachment issues. I kind of uncovered that with my therapist. So like I said, I like to be in your skin. I like to be in your back pocket. I want to be on your barber's shoulder while you're getting your hair cut. I'm trying to be all up in you. Understand? Okay. So sometimes I gotta take a step back and be like, okay, well, not this week. I can't see him, or not today.
Well, I think that
Spoiled.
Again, and I don't think
Daddy did it.
I don't think anything is wrong with that, though. I think, finding the balance, finding the harmony in that, I don't think anything is wrong with that. I would even go as far as saying that I think, I lost my point, but I'm coming back to it. I would even definitely go as far as saying that I think it's extremely important to, with your partner, to identify what's most important right? I think when you build upon that, everything else will kind of fall in place. And I think that's what you typically will find in relationships. And you'll be able to learn those controllables versus those non-controllables in the house together.
The non-controllables.
Yeah.
That's right. But I've come to the point where I'm like, I want to be with somebody who understands my neediness and like, okay, babe, I know you need me today. I'm gonna make time for you. Make time for me, baby. You hear me, cousins? You got any other cousins out there that want to make time for you, the co-host Dime, your cousin? Hit my line.
Hey, accepting applications. You hear it. She's coming up on a birthday. Accepting application. She'll go through the hiring process. If you're the one, you'll know. If you're not the one,
the best one.
Listen, okay. So another thing that I've actually would like to add to what we're currently talking about is with us moving into the house together, me and my partner. She has a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff. So condensing into a house, we joke. We literally joke about this to this day. So any house that we go into and we look, because that's a hobby of ours. We love going to open houses and stuff like that. So any house that we go into,
manifesting it.
Absolutely. So and manifestation is a real thing, people. So keep that in mind.
New topic.
Yes. So any home that we go into, we're literally looking to see where everything will kind of go as it currently is. So the last house that we went into, they had two closets, two huge walk-in closets in the owner's suite. So I was like, okay, babe, you have the two owner's closet. You see what I did there?
I love that.
And then I'll take one of the other bedrooms and turn it to my closet.
Ooh.
Because when I tell you I have I'm still building my wardrobe again. I'll be fly when I step out. But I'm still building, my wardrobe. Thank you, because you as well. But as of now, what is really consuming my house is my shoes. I have over 100 pair of shoes and counting.
That's crazy. I mean, I can't talk because I moved to a smaller place, but when I was in my relationship, we lived together in a very big house, and the entire walk-in closet was my stuff. And I felt bad because I just had more stuff. And it took over. It literally took over the entire closet. And he had this little bitty section.
A slither.
Yeah, but he wore more t-shirts and things of that nature that didn't need hangers, didn't have boxes of shoes that, so.
Well, I mean, and I think learning that as well works, but she and I have come to the agreement that, hey, we're not downsizing what we have, and we're still adding to what we have. So we've come to an agreement, hey, you can have, the walk-in closet, and then, or one or the other. I could take the walk-in closet, you can take the room. Either or is fine.
Yeah.
We've also talked about being able to have maybe a she shed, or it can be a he shed, whatever we call it, man cave.
I love those.
We could do that.
We had one of those also.
Yeah. So I told her I think that would be great for us, because if those moments that we need our time, we need our space, we'll be able to separate and retreat and then come back.
I love that.
And I feel like that's what you need to build a healthy relationship.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love
So
that.
I definitely would say that, again, though we have not lived together, and I haven't lived with a partner, I would definitely say that that's what we aspire to have.
Okay.
When we do,
it will happen.
Yeah,
coming down
absolutely.
the line. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, I got a question for you. Have you ever done long distance dating?
Ooh, baby. If any of Toxic AF listeners are behind the camera cousins, you will know that it's something that I was totally against in the beginning.
Okay.
100%. Totally against it. Only because of my attachment and need to be in somebody's presence and space. I want to smell you. I want to feel you. So.
Amen. We like that too.
So with that, it was always a problem with me. So I had a radius.
Okay.
If it wasn't and y'all know I'm a passenger princess. I don't like to drive.
Okay.
Fenton, I gotta love you to be here. Okay. So and I love my cousin. So
there you go.
I don't like to drive. But I had a radius for that, and then somebody knocked it out of the park, and I won't say I lowered my standards, but I adjusted for that, and it was the worst decision I ever made.
Ooh.
Because the going back and forth, it wasn't so much long distance. I actually researched it. It was called a mid-distance relationship because it wasn't far enough for a flight, but it was a long ass drive. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the Ville is long. It's far away. You know, you just can't just.
G-Ville?
No, Fayetteville.
Okay, from
me
yes.
to Fayetteville, that's almost 2 hours.
Yeah,
So
I can see that. Yeah,
I'm not doing that. And 2 hours back, that's 4 hours. I might as well be driving to Georgia.
correct. Because that's exactly what that is. Yeah.
So no, cousins, I wasn't doing that. So eventually, it took a toll. The driving back and forth, especially on your only day off. You want to kind of relax and kick back.
Because you're consuming it with driving.
What? And then you're just tired and you're antsy when you see them. And I don't think he was prepared for that, honestly. So it was horrible. It was horrible. I don't think he was mature enough for it. And it could have just been the person that I had. But yeah, I'm not a long distance person at all.
Now, has that been the only scenario that you've been in that particular case, or has it been multiple?
No, that was the only long distance relationship I've ever did. Now I've lived with a partner who took a job seasonally in Maryland. Okay. And to that point, I was going up, to see him in Maryland, but then that eventually ended. He came back home. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So
right.
Just.
So that is a little bit different because, like you said, it's seasonal.
I know it's going to end. So I'm not with it.
So at no capacity, like even if it's in Mebane.
Mebane.
Little doable. Little more doable, rather.
That's still an issue for me.
Okay.
Yeah, especially because it's not just them living long distance, or mid distance. It's them and their work schedule.
Right.
I'm dating somebody who works third shift and I work first shift, and then the only time you want to sleep, like it's just doesn't work.
Yeah. And
it's easier for me to come lay with you when you want to sleep on your day off, when you 5-10 minutes away, 15 minutes away. But it also shortens my the amount of people that it is to talk to, because in that little radius, cousin no cousin, and cousin no cousin, and cousin no cousin. You know what I'm saying? Even in Greensboro, which is 45 minutes away, or Fayetteville, hour and 45 minutes, people know people.
That's a fact.
People might work in Fayetteville because of the Fort Bragg is there, but from Durham. So even still, like, it shortens the pickings. It's very slim.
You're right, and oddly enough, even if you are, dating someone even further than that, you never know, are they cousins? Because that's a whole different topic. We'll talk about that, y'all.
I'm going to ask
today.
you about that, cousin. But have you done long distance, Amy?
So, yes. So, I've actually done 1, 2, 3.
How?
So, I'm glad you asked.
As stubborn as you are, Toys.
Well, it just depends. That goes to the communication. So, I would definitely say that was my top ask every single time, regardless. We have to have this communication down packed. And I think that was more or less the demise of the relationship, because, when, one or the other got upset, it was like, okay, well, I don't want to talk. Me, on the other hand, like, give me 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Let me have a quick cool down period, because that's all I need. You can do that. That's all I need. 15, 20 minutes, quick cool down period. And then it's like, now let's talk.
Yeah.
But now in the current situation, in my current relationship, I've learned that, you got to give time. But in those relationships, it was kind of like, we would go sometimes days without bringing things back on track.
Now, I won't even do that.
Yeah.
When you 10 miles away from me.
Yeah.
Oh, no. At this point, we broke up.
Well, and I'm glad you said that, because doing that, but always bending what my standards are, to be in a relationship, because maybe our connection was really good, or maybe, the attraction was there,
Baby,
or,
that'll make you bend them standards.
I'm just saying, or what I actually found out, and this is a whole different conversation, but I found out that I was more infatuated with not only the representative, but the potential. That's what the issue was for me.
Sir, we would call that toxic as fuck.
I never said I want toxic.
We would call that because to fall in love with the potential of somebody who you don't know might live up to that standard is dangerous.
And it is. It is. But just to give a little more context, I've dated someone that lived in California, so that's far. I've dated
That's
someone.
the other side of the country.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
Literally, we're East Coast.
I've also dated someone that lived in Georgia.
Georgia.
And then I've also dated someone that lived in Greenville.
Oh, that Ville.
Yeah, that Ville. That's why I was asking you what Ville. But I've definitely, in all of those scenarios, I think California, like you said, it just wasn't happening. Like I wasn't jumping on a flight to come see you, so I guess the relationship wasn't that strong. Damn.
Now I will say,
damn,
that's cousin.
Damn,
cousin.
Damn,
cousin. I will say, as much like we talked about cousins, that attachment, I jump on the flight. I'll be there.
You flew it out?
I'll be there. Yes.
Flew it out?
Immediately.
Do we still say that? Flew it out?
Baby.
Okay.
Out there. Out there. You will drop my location now? I'm there. Because like I said, I'm committed when I become in a relationship, regardless what it is. So I gotta fulfill my need. And my need is to be in your skin. So of course I'm gonna be there. But if the time don't allow itself, that's when I get turned off. When I say I'm turned off, it ain't no coming back.
Listen, and I can definitely understand that. Once you get to your, everybody knows their breaking point, whatever that may be. Some of us is this big. Some of us, it just kind of depends on what it is that person is offering or not. That would kind of determine that. But to go a little more specific with the one in Georgia, I would definitely say that she, when we connected, we were like dynamic.
That's amazing.
Like when we were in person with each other, dynamic. But I think the distance is exactly what the issue was, because she literally said to me out of her own mouth, she literally said, when I'm frustrated, when I'm upset, I want to see you face to face so that we can have the conversation. And I'm like, well, shit, that's what FaceTime for. We got iPhone. Pick it up. Let's call each other. It ain't in person, but I mean, it's still.
I require that.
Yeah.
When I am doing long distance, that was one of the things I required. And I felt like that wasn't done enough. Like,
correct.
The moment I feel like we're going in a regular time, if I can talk to you and you live around me, and I talk to you and I hear you, oh, good morning, just got off lunch, want to talk to you for a little bit, just got home. Like, if you're checking, I'm not even asking for it, but if you're doing that on a regular, and then I talk to somebody who's long distance and they don't feel like they need to give me that same shit, it's a problem for me.
Right.
Like, it's a big problem. Like, I need the communication. I need it to be there.
Communication is key.
What? I want you to call me when you're thinking about me. And that go back to our original point. That is what I require. That is a standard of mine. Like, I want you to tell me the way you feel about me.
Absolutely. And I think that's, great. And I think, again, with us, it just wasn't, it didn't get to that only because, where we were. But there was plans. So this is now kind of going into that other part of it. There were plans because just being transparent, at the time that she and I connected, I had been 20 months celibate. Can y'all believe that? Oh, damn. It almost made you through the car. I was 20 months celibate.
Because there ain't no way.
And I went through a period, just being honest, I went through a period of realizing that I was connecting too many souls. Like I didn't have a roster at the time. So it was connected. Well, that's fact. Because I was one of those ones when I get with somebody, I cut, respectfully, I cut everybody off for that reason. You know what I mean? However, in that particular case, that was something that I did for myself because I wanted to do some soul searching. Now, y'all know I'm a mental health counselor, so that was more on a whole different level for me at that time. Would I do it again? Maybe not as long, but because it was some lonely nights. But you know, I might do it, you know, to regroup and, you know, refocus, recenter, but it won't be 20 months. But I said that to say, when we decided that we were gonna go for it, the commitment was, hey, my job is willing to transfer me, you know, to that area. Exactly. So we would have only been, you know, like 30 minutes away from each other. So I'm like, oh, hell yeah. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, hell yeah, this is a check. You're beautiful. Check. Check. You know what I mean? So it's like all of the things are checking off. You see what I'm saying? You told me that you was willing to have, you know, another kid. She did have a kid, but she was telling me she was willing to have another kid. And I'm like, oh, check. So you literally checking off all the boxes. But then somewhere down the line, you then to say, hey, yeah. So about moving there, you was dragging your feet. And so now the whole reason why I broke my celibacy as well as getting into a relationship, you just, like, it was way different. Now I could have been a nigga and, you know, just wanted to do, you know what I mean, do. Yeah. But it was more than that for me.
You know, to touch on your celibacy, because like I told, I do believe in our first episode, maybe not, I think it was in the trailer, I did discuss that I was a sex addict diagnosed. I go to therapy for, I know, sex addict. Big difference in info. That's for another topic. But the longest I've ever been since I've ever had sex is 6 months. Straight. And I know the feeling of breaking it for somebody who fucks you, literally, in the end. Not even physically. Yeah. It's like, you took me here just to bring me back here. Like, you sacrificed my hard work just to get it from me, you fuck.
And then after that, I was like, oh.
Like, you just, you know, like, that's a sucker punch to the gut, for real.
I was back outside.
Immediately. It's almost like, and again, to go back to my point of being an essay, that is like crack to me. My nose so open, I'm just like, with it. You know what I mean? So it's bad when I'm going and I'm focused. Like you said, I'm on a soul searching journey. And you just take me and that's hard.
So the other one, now I don't pride myself in what I'm about to say. Even though that laugh came out.
Let it out, cousin.
Well, I ended up connecting with one person, not knowing that they was the cousin of another person that I had been smashed.
Ooh, chill.
Yeah, because I didn't think, what are the odds of that? Like, you know, almost 2 hours away in terms of distance. How does that work?
I mean, not all the people live around.
I ain't talking about distant cousins. I'm talking about like first cousin.
Ooh, that's hard. They don't have the same last name?
Nope.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Looking wise, don't look alike. Like, you know, some of us cousins,
like, damn,
you can tell
like
we in the family. Yeah. Not necessarily look just alike, but you can tell, nah, none of that. And then I tried to skate around it a little bit. I was like, oh, well, you know, do you know this person? Yeah, because this person right here is my cousin. And I see that we got some mutual friends because I was trying to backdoor that thing because I was like, Lord, I can't let this be what I think it is.
So you found out first?
Kinda.
Oh.
But finding out was just because of the Facebook mutual friends.
See, that's dangerous.
Very much dangerous.
I feel like sometimes I vet people and it's bad. I've had friends that do background checks, cousins, but
hey, sometimes you need to.
Yeah, I have to vet your social media. I got to know who you know, how you know them persons, because how you know them. Especially the ones that's questionable, you know, the ones you know that's in the street. It's like, how you affiliated with this person? Because I don't even like them. So how can I like you? You fuck with them.
Well, there's that.
There's that.
There's that. So yeah. So it was different. And like I said, I don't pride myself in that because I've never been that type of person. Now I will say that I do have a vindictive side that if you fuck me over, I'm gonna fuck you over.
Real bad.
To whatever extent you think, it'll probably go further than that. So you know, just don't get on my bad side.
That's one thing I think we have in common. Now, I've been told that I can be that way. But again, that's why, you know, you have Pam LLC and I have Toxic as Fuck Radio because we know if anybody gonna know what that is, it's gonna be more. Yeah. Your big cousin Dime. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I would definitely say, yeah, that was that. So would I do it again? Um, if me and my boo we don't work out, would I do it again? It'll be I won't say it's totally out of the question, but I will say that there will be several questions before the question to determine whether I would do it.
Well, there it is, cousin.
Yeah.
So to jump into the whole fire background we have going on, it got the little furs. It's fall out,
Uh-huh.
Baby, it's cold outside. Hope you got your cuddle buddy. Hope you got your teddy bear, your Santa Claus. Hope you got your Mrs. Claus. But for now, it's Thanksgiving time.
Yes.
And I can't say I'm a big family-oriented person, but I am my family-oriented. I'm talking my mom, my dad, my kids, my sisters, my brothers. Like, I can't do the toxic whole family, the cousins, aunts who just want to look down on you. I can't do that. So I kind of keep myself not around that. I keep myself away from that. So I told myself this year I was going to hop around to other people's house, have Friendsgivings and stuff like that. But somehow my dad decides in the same conversation to give me money for my birthday and then turn around and be like, so what you cooking? It was just like him. But then I know where I get it from,
Yeah. Well, you know what you know, you know it.
Right, what you cooking. So I am cooking Thanksgiving this year. I don't want to do this.
All of it?
Hold on now, pump your brakes. I didn't even want to do this first of all, cousins.
Just checking some shit out.
But I'm doing lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My kids love lamb. So I'm going to do lamb, just short ribs and, baked macaroni and cheese, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, stuff like that, greens, baked macaroni and cheese. I'm going to start prepping 2 days prior because some stuff has to marinate, and that's just how I am.
Okay.
We marinate things around here because...
you can get into pies that early?
No, I don't do desserts.
Oh.
I don't do desserts because if you got me doing the whole thing, I don't want to do the sweets and shit too. I'm going to get my sister to do that. So how are you family oriented?
So my mom, it was 7 of my mom and her siblings. So while that sounds like a lot, each of them, like one of them may have had like 3 kids. One of them may have had like cousins. 2. Yeah. So what we normally do is the aunts and the uncles, we all try to get together. Those of us that's central in the area will all, meet at my grandmother's house. My grandma's house is really small, so we'll come in together, say hello. We started this tradition just before my mom passed, where we go around and we say, one thing that we're thankful for.
Amen.
And so that's something that I'm kind of looking forward to, in addition to the food, and not to drop it in terms of the highness of our conversation, but this is also another time where I would encourage the other cousins to keep in mind that during this time, for those of us that have lost loved ones, we as the cousins, we here for you. Absolutely. You can inbox us, we'll get with you. Like, we don't mind.
Plate, baby? I'm cooking. Come see
listen
me. I cook for you. That's my love language.
Listen, I'll pray for you. I'll give you coping skills on how to navigate, that difficult time. Because I think when it comes to the holiday season, a lot of time you try to put it out your mind, but you're kind of forced to deal with it at that time. So I would definitely say make sure that you're doing it in as healthy of a way as possible. So again, I just wanted to kind of put that in there just to kind of give some perspective. But another thing that we do tradition-wise, we bring out the spades.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have a spades table. You gotta have a spades table in the family.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you telling us, keep that mental in check. Like you said, if you need to hit up the cousin Jay for some mental advice on how to get through the holidays, your cousins are here for you. I got a drink waiting on you at the door. Amen. And a plate, a little kiki ha ha. And yeah, we want to say happy Thanksgiving, and we love you from the cousins, cousin Jay, cousin Dom.
Yes.
And we also want to drop a little promotional thing.
Yes.
If you have anybody who's willing to sponsor the podcast, if you want us to show up in your city, if you want us to come to your restaurant, come to your studio, whatever it is, come talk to you, have you on the show, we're here for you. We might even have you here out in Fenton. Who knows? But we thank you, cousins. We love you for tuning in every time we drop an episode.
Absolutely. I would be remiss if I did not say to each and every one of you also, please connect with us on our social, our individual endeavors as well.
Absolutely.
Toxic AF Radio
That's
podcast
right.
with Dom, as well as checking in with Pam LLC with your boy,
Yes.
Jay.
Like he said, find us on all the platforms.
Yes.
Ask Alexa to play with your lazy ass. We all, because we know, cousins. We know we lazy. That's why we made it so available to you. So hit us up.
Yep.
Bye, cousins.
Peace. Hey, good.